Welcome to Frontline News from the University of Maryland School of Medicine News Center. I'm Larry Roberts. Coming up, how scientists are using fruit flies and the power of genetics to fight the COVID virus. Plus, expanding mental health services for teens as they prepare for college. But first, neuroscientists have been studying the brain for decades, but one part of it remains shrouded in mystery: the claustrum.
The word derives from Latin meaning a hidden space or enclosed space, and that is because the structure itself is enclosed within a lot of white matter tracts or axon fibers within the brain, making it very, very difficult to access.
Dr. Brian Mather's lab is focused on understanding the role of the claustrum in human thought. The claustrum is highly connected to other parts of the brain, so much so that Nobel laureate and DNA pioneer Dr. Francis Crick believed the claustrum may be the seat of human consciousness. Dr. Mather has a different theory.
We believe it's involved in something called cognitive control, which is our ability to muster cognitive faculties in order to perform difficult cognitive tasks.
Like complex attention and working memory tasks, or performing a difficult piece of music for the first time.
In order to perform these cognitive tasks, we need to coordinate our cerebral cortex in certain ways called networks in order to achieve optimal cognitive performance. And the claustrum is situated anatomically and functionally to perform this function of coordinating cortical networks for supporting cognitive control.
In the study, mice were given a difficult task to perform to see if claustrum played a role. Mice did a good job of picking the right light source for a quick reward, but when their claustrum was disabled, their accuracy declined. In human testing, MRI imaging enabled researchers to monitor brain activity in real time.
And we tasked humans with a cognitive task that is very difficult. It's called the multi-source interference task. And what we found was the claustrum activated when this difficult version of this task was presented to the subjects. But when we presented a very easy version of this attentional task to them, the claustrum was not activated.
Understanding how the claustrum builds cortical networks may someday lead to new treatments for diseases marked by cognitive problems, such as depression, Alzheimer's disease, and autism. These genetically modified fruit flies are helping researchers understand how the COVID-19 virus causes so many different dangerous and deadly symptoms in humans.
Some people develop brain disease, some people develop heart disease, some people develop the blood disease, some people has massive clotting, some people lost their sense. Okay? All different people have different symptoms.
The well-known spike protein is only one of the proteins in the SARS-CoV-2 virus. In fact, there are 29 distinct proteins, and many are toxic to humans. For example, the protein called NSP6 is the most toxic protein to the heart.
When we express the NSP6 protein in the heart, there's a cardiac functional defect. There's also reduced cardiac muscle fiber, and also the heart is more likely to go to heart failure.
Fruit flies are one of the most powerful tools in genetics, allowing scientists to model human disease.
In my lab, we have almost 5,000 different fly lines, 5,000 genetically distinct lines.
In this study, fruit flies are given the NSP6 protein and crossed with other flies that will express the protein in the heart. Using a high-powered confocal microscope, researchers observed how the NSP6 protein caused structural defects in the fruit fly's tubular heart. Ultrasound was also used to precisely measure heart function and the damage caused by the NSP6 protein. As part of the study, researchers identified a drug that actually reverses the toxic effects of the NSP6 protein, providing hope for new COVID treatments.
I believe it's highly significant. The virus affects so many things. Only when you understand what causes all these symptoms, then you can develop effective treatment.
About half of all people who experience a mental health condition begin exhibiting symptoms by the age of 14. That's one reason why school mental health expert Dr. Sharon Hoover testified before Congress to promote the expansion of mental health services for high school students.
So first, to optimize the success of our high school and college students, we must invest in nurturing environments at every level of their development. Number two, establish comprehensive school mental health systems in all schools. This includes supporting the mental health of all students in their classrooms through teaching social and emotional skills and mental health literacy school-wide, and providing mental health interventions where they are in partnership with families in schools. Comprehensive school mental health systems not only improve mental health outcomes for our young people, but they also have, again, demonstrated success in improving really important academic indicators like attendance and grades.
Dr. Hoover says mental health should be a state-required component of K-12 education, and health plans should be required to cover mental health screenings in school. And that's Frontline News. I'm Larry Roberts. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.